Welcome to TOXICITY, the place where you want to be a bum. Because this place is trash. But if you like trash, this is the place to be. Slows are here, and today I will be doing a tier list on the worst stun, toxic, burn, all those trash type of decks that some of you people like to play, or some even love to play. The worst. It's terrible. These decks are dead, but dead as in, oh, they just fucking, it's like watching paint dry. Bro, it's dead. So yes, I've got 25 decks on screen. Yeah, there probably is more, but how I like to do my tier list is 25 decks, and we go through them so we can potentially do more in the future. All right, let's get on with these pieces of shit. Straight off the bat, I'm gonna remove all the decks that I wasn't playing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time, because it's hard for me to really judge them when I never experienced it myself. But I'm gonna give it an estimation. So yeah, there are some decks. I'm just gonna put them now to get them out of the way. I never played the Gemini FTK. I don't know how consistent it was, but having 3 Brilliant Fusion, 3 Armadillo, but then I don't know if Armadillo was back then, but probably was. And this was in an era where they didn't have hand traps, so I'm gonna put at A tier. I feel like a lot of these older FTKs or stun decks are more higher in the ranks because there wasn't as much options to get rid of them or to stop them like we have hand traps now. The Frog FTK, I think it's the hand loop. If I believe, is this one right where they hand loop you? I just want to make sure I'm looking. No, that's wind-ups. This one. Let me do a quick look. All right, from a quick look, I believe it was another burn, but I heard it was hard to stop and easy to pull off. Well, I read. So I'm guessing it was a head. And no, actually, it has to be an S tier, I reckon, because it actually won worlds from, again, quick brief on it. So if it's winning worlds, it has to be S tier. I mean, an FTK burn, again, stun doesn't matter. If it's winning a world, or even like a YCS, you know what I mean? Like something lower than worlds, that has to automatically be a super high tier because it won. Must have been a pain to play through this. So S tier. To be honest, I'm going to put this at B tier because I think the next one is worse. This is the wind-up run, right? Yeah, wind-ups. I'm going to put that A tier because that shit is annoying. Like, I'm already annoyed, and a lot of people are annoyed at Mermails in Master Duel when they remove 2-3 cards out of your hand. Well, you usually get one back, but you still remove 2. That shit is annoying. So I can't imagine playing in a format when this was prevalent and you can end up with 0 cards in hand. Bro, that's bullshit. Fuck it. I would hate that shit. So I have to put that A tier. Honestly, in terms of annoyance, I would put that S tier. But I mean, this isn't. Yeah, to be fair, this list or this tier list isn't about what's better deck. It's about how shit they are, how crap, how annoying they are. So I'm actually gonna put that in S tier as well because that's fucking bullshit, bro. Starting with 0, like, come on, fucking let me play. You know what? I just realized I didn't even do the colors. Need to do them now. Alright, there we go. There's the S tier being the best, worst. Yeah, you're the best at being the worst. And D tier, we can accept you. Even actually, well, we can't accept you, but you're tiny bit tolerable. Tiny bit. I think that's it. Because honestly, I think the other ones I had a better experience with them. Or at least went against them. So, let's start now. Exodia, D tier. And again, because I didn't mention this in the beginning, so if anyone just randomly skips here, this list is the best, worst to go against. The worst, best toxic deck. Bro, this sounds confusing. But yeah, I would not mind losing to Exodia. Therefore, it's in D tier. Because I would actually be like, yo, you fucking pulled it off. Well played. Like, I would respect that. Even if it's FTK and I can't do it, bro, I would respect you. You're playing Exodia. You're playing 5 bricks, maybe more. So no, you deserve to win. And you're playing a legendary nostalgic card. So no, that's definitely going in D tier. I would not hate anyone using Exodia, honestly. The new one, you know, the burn one, which will come up, that's a different story. But the OG one, no way. You can't hate on them. They're playing an anime deck back in I don't know, whenever the game came out. So, yeah, no way. Bust the blade lock. This shit is annoying. Easier to stop now because, you know, you can use certain hand traps in this format. And obviously, if you do have, like, Forbidden Droplet and Impalm, I'm sure you can, you can just negate them. But if you don't, yes, then it's annoying because then it's basically skill drain as monsters. A lot of outs. However, you do have to play a few bricks, I believe, and things like that. It's not that prevalent. You don't really see it come along. So I'm going to put that as a C tier. It's annoying. Don't get me wrong. Of course, it's a skill drain on legs. But because it's not as relevant right now, and you can stop it with certain cards or even hand traps, I'll put it C tier. Not the most toxic or the most annoying to go up against. Griffin Lock, it's fucking shit. I guess you could say similar to Buster Lock, but you don't have to play bricks. So I'm going to put in B tier. Again, you can stop it with certain, like you could stop the combo trying to lead into that with hand traps and if you have droplets and blah, blah, blah. But the difference is it doesn't need to play those bricks. You know, I was going against Live Twins. Who's the other level? Live Twin Frogs was it? No, Live Twin Sprites, my bad. And yeah, they got into it and I couldn't do nothing. But at least if you had like a Maxi or Foolos or something like that, you can stop that. So, you can't stop it, but then you can lead into cards that could stop it. So yeah, it's B tier, annoying as fuck when they do bring out, but it's beatable. It's definitely beatable. Honestly, let's actually go C tier as well. Now saying that, I'll put B tier just because it's easier accessible. Fiendsmith Control, A tier. It's annoying. I keep saying annoying. Like every deck here is annoying, except Exodia again. But why I'm putting Fiendsmith above? It doesn't have the floodgates of these guys. It doesn't have those annoying single cards that just don't allow you to play. But what it does have, it has a million hand traps. It's a deck that's not actually a deck. It's a combination of 3, 4, 5 archetypes. And I don't like that. I don't like a deck that actually doesn't have an identity. And it's just a bunch of cards together. Bestials, the Fiendsmith, or Azamina, things like that, you know. I don't like that. I don't like it. I hate it. Yeah, just if you know, all they need is one card to start, and they could have 4 hand traps, and then you get murked off. Then they play, and it's like, oh, here we go. Nah, I don't. It's just the fact that it's easy to build as well, easy to play, is so versatile. It has to be A tier, and a lot of people hate Fiendsmith. And the thing is, I don't actually hate Fiendsmith. I like Fiendsmith. I think they're a great engine. I like the versatility, but if it's mixed with like one other deck, like Rescue Ace Fiendsmith or Fiendsmith Mementos, you know, when it's mixed with just like 2 archetypes, that's good, that's fine. I like that. But when you mix with like 10 million different ones, it's just like, oh fucking hell, bro. You might as well just play hand traps and that's it. I don't even want to speak of these fucking birds. Like honestly, if you know me, on my streams, I have 2 of my most hated decks. I won't say the first one because it's gonna come up, but Birds is one of them, and oh my god, I hate this deck with passion. That normal summon Rabina, I hate that. Most normal decks, if they're gonna have multiple monsters on the field, they special summon this, special summon that, blah blah blah. So you can Fuelos Maxi to kind of stop them. The fact that those cards do nothing to Flu, and they have a floodgate, and they play their own floodgates like Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos, and they play on your turn, bro. They don't ever have a non-turn. When it's their turn, they build their board. When it's my turn, they'll build their board. Oh, it's so frustrating seeing them have 5 cards in hand at the beginning, end with like 5 cards, and then at the end of my turn, they'll end up with like 8 cards. That makes no sense. And all of that without a one single special summon. Oh, I hate them. Oh, I can't. I hate the birds so bad. Most annoying. So annoying. The day they ever, and I hope they never, but if they ever get support and like a consistency card, oh my gosh. Yu-Gi-Oh! World is over. It's over. Chain burn. Just the generic ones. I would put D tier. It's cool. It's cool. It sucks. It's like one of them decks where if you're going first, they're probably gonna lose, unless of course you open shit. But if you're starting, you probably will win as long as you have a normal hand. Yeah. See, these decks that have to go first aren't as bad. It's annoying at Master because it's in the best of one, and when you see them start, it's like, for fuck's sake, if I started, I would have won. But yeah, Chainburn's not bad. Like, it's not crazy. Honestly, at least there's chain links. You know what I'm saying? At least you can try and chain to things and try and play around. But when it's just like a stupid barrier statue or skill drain, it's like, fucking hell, like, okay, what do I do now? You know, that's annoying. But no, Chainburn's fine. I actually don't mind it at all. Yeah, I'll put D tier. Now, the other Exodia. The new modern Exodia. This one, B tier, B tier. I'm not even going to do the order. Sorry, I'm just putting B tier. It's close to A, but the thing with this deck is similar to the Chainburn one. It's not as good going second because they love to play their floodgates. Again, fissures and all these types of floodgates. Easy to get into that Exodia card. And obviously, it can negate a spell or trap. So if you did, for some reason, play Harpies in your deck, and you try to Harpies their back row, he can just negate. He's not difficult to stop. As long, basically, when it comes to this Exodia deck, and this is why it's right in the middle, if they open up with a Floodgate or 2, or with a Solemn Judgment or whatever, they're probably going to win, and it's probably going to be shit because you can't really do nothing. Especially if it's a Floodgate. But then if they open up mainly their Millennium cards, and they have just one Exodia, and they have that trap card, the Rage one, what blows up your field, you could play through that easy. Easy. Bro, an SP Little Knight beats him. That's how bad it is. So, yeah, he's between. Easy, super easy deck to play. Throwing a bunch of floodgates and shit. Powerful. But then it's more of a going first deck, and even if it goes first, if it doesn't open the floodgates, it will struggle bad. Eldritch, my boy! The Pimp King himself. Back when they were playing the floodgates, the skill drains and shit like that. Oh, as much as I love the boy, as much as he's like such a sick boss monster. It's deep because it's the floodgates what ruined it, but obviously they needed it to function better. I'm gonna put C tier. I don't think it's as bad as Exodia because at least with this they can't play, you know, Imperial Iron Wall, or they can't play Dimensional Fissure. You know, they need the graveyard. They will play things like Skill Drain though, but that can be outed. You know, as long as there's a way to, for example, go into SP Little Knight and then try and remove SP at the same time. So like if you had I remember actually, was this against, I don't know if it was against Eldritch. It might have been against Exodia, but no, because they had a Skill Drain. But basically, I remember going into Zeus, activate Zeus, and then I chained Forbidden Droplet. So then Zeus wipes the field, and then I negated whatever they had in the field. I feel like it was Eldritch. I don't know. But either way, there are plays like that, of course. If they do have certain cards, it will be hard to out. But yeah, it's not as difficult. I mean, if they were extremely annoying, at their prime days, to be fair, they were a pain because of the floodgates. But the cards himself and thingies can be inconsistent at times. And Eldritch himself is not as annoying as Exodia. Even though he's got good effects with the sending. Got good effects. But yeah, the fact that you can't play as bad of floodgates as Exodia, I think it doesn't make it as bad. And it's the Pimp King, bro. You can't hate, man. He's too sick. The OG Tempai Dragons. Numerons. Nah, this I remember I'm not gonna lie, they used to be annoying before Tenpai Dragons, before even Ancient Gears, or yeah, Ancient Gears, yeah. Even though Ancient Gears is on in this list because they're not annoying at all, they're sick. This deck used to be, get the field and then activate and boom, you just attack, and you win. It was funny. Honestly, I put C tier because it was one of them decks that want you to start. So if they don't open up good, and they're not like Tenpai Dragons where they have so many powerful effects that they can play through a lot of your interruptions. If you just build a strong board, there's a good chance they won't break it. Especially if you have an Omni Negate or so on, or if you have a pop that could destroy their field. Yeah, you could pretty much just win from there. Any go in second deck, it can be a risk because if you just open up monsters or you don't open up board breakers or enough hand traps or whatever, you could just lose there. But again, there's a difference with Tenpai when we get to them. Any deck losing to them, even if it doesn't even need to be a toxic deck, it could be any deck. If you lose them, it's annoying, especially when they just had the hand. Like I've lost to Blue Eyes White Dragon so many times because they had 4 hand traps and then they have a 1-card combo. And it's like fucking bullshit. There always gonna be those decks that just piss you off because of those moments. But when you really look down to it, was you ever like, oh, Numeron's one of the worst decks, they need to ban that? No, I don't think anyone really did. Maybe as Prime Days there would have been a few, but I don't think they were ever like that level. No one ever complained about them as much as they did against Tenpai. So, yeah, I don't think they were that bad. I thought it was a pretty cool deck and easily stoppable as well. Infernobles at their prime with the smokescreen equip. I don't remember. Like the one that could just hand loop you. I can't remember how many times it could do it though at their prime days. I think it was twice or 3 times. But I think they even, if I remember as well, they got to look at your hand. Oh, I can't remember the card. Either way, it's a hand loop where they get to remove 2 cards, or maybe even 3. I can't really remember at the time. But it was annoying. Easily accessible. I wouldn't say as easy as the Mermail one. So, because of that, and to be fair, and because we're talking from Master Duel, we're not going off TCG or OCG. They're different, a bit different because of you can side deck. We're going from Master Duel. So I'm going to put this at B tier, and I'm going to just do Mermails now since we talked about them. I'm going to put them at A tier. Because Mermails, if you Fuelos or Maxi, Infernobles, you'd be able to draw so much. Like, insane amount. Because they have to go through so much special summoning in the extra deck. And is it from the deck as well? Don't think from the deck, but the extra deck, yeah. Mermails, they're great at playing against Fuelos. Very good. Maxi will screw them over as well, just like Infernobles. But Fuelos definitely would hurt Infernoble worse than Mermails. And yeah, I know before people say, oh, but Fuelos wasn't back then. Well, actually, it's for the Mermails. I'm trying to get a balance between how they were and now. As long as they're relevant in today's date, that's why I'm not going to use Frog's FTK. In today's era of Yu-Gi-Oh, they're going to be probably shit because there's so many hand traps. So I'm not really going to do that. It's too far apart. But Infernobles could still be played now. It is still played now. So it makes more sense that we can talk about it in a modern aspect. But yeah, because of that, and I think they're just more acceptable to hand traps. Like Imperms and Ashes can hurt them more. While Mermails, what's a Prince is a cost to send, and then they add so much and things like that. They're annoying. Mermails, the fact that they can see your hand easily, and then then they dump 2 of yours. Yeah, nah. And they just, well, to be fair, they both take 1,000,000 years to finish their combo. But Mermails, the fact that you basically start with 2 less cards. I'm not going to say the third one because you do get it back at end phase. Oh, but don't. Is that the... I can't remember if they have a card that actually shuffles that card back. But no, I don't know. I can't remember if it's this deck or there's another deck that banishes your card and then it shuffles it later. So then you actually do lose 3 cards. I can't remember. But either way, the fact that also, Momo's 100% have to go there because they also can end with water statue barrier. Bro, you're already making me start with 2 less cards. Now you fucking want to put a barrier statue that I can't do shit. Nah. Momo's 100% A. Close to S now. Just thinking about that. When he end with a barrier statue, after all of that, bro, that's actually making me want to say S tier. Again, you're waiting like 5-10 minutes for their combo. They make you lose cards, and then they end with a barrier statue. And it's like, fucking hell, bro. Oh, no. That to me seems like it should be S tier. Just because Maxi and Fulos hurt this deck a lot, and a single Impalm OS could, depending on how they open, could. I'm going to keep it A tier, but after hearing that is easily by far worse than Infinite Nobles. Makes me think Infinite Nobles should go C tier, but I just think hand looping in general, like just removing cards from your hand before you even get to play, is just one of the worst things, man. Like, at least let me try and break your board. Even if I've got like a 0.1% chance of winning, when you just lower my cards in hand, bro, you're watching this whole combo just being a massive disadvantage. I fucking hate it. I hate the forced card discards. Necros, the Jinlock, the famous Patrick Hoban situation, controversy. Can't special summon. Is it can't special summon at all? Oh yeah, no, this has to be high. Now I put it in A tier because I'm just thinking you get the effect of like your opponent can't special summon from using the monster as the ritual tribute. So you can't even impalm the monster or anything like afterwards. That's it. Once they use it and they tribute that monster, that's it. You can't special summon for your turn. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's fucking, yeah, I just remembered. That's bullshit. No, that has to be an A tier. A tier. I mean, it would be annoying in today's era, but they would probably use that for like voiceless voice if they could. But yeah, no, that card's banned. It never should come back because especially with like Mitsurugi soon coming to Marshall, probably. Things like that, nah. Ritual decks will become too broken. A tier. That shit was annoying as fuck. The can't special summon. Like, it was annoying back then when special summon was really starting to kick off, Burning Abyss and Shadows. So imagine today's era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my gosh. That is dead. So nah, definitely A tier. The Bamboo, what happened to me? Skip your main phase and battle phase and stuff like that. D tier. That is so sick. Me watching it was actually a pleasure watching it. Making me skip my battle and main phase. That was cool. You're playing shitty bamboo cards, bro. Like, there's nothing else to say. You're playing these brick cards similar to like Exodia. Any deck that you're playing multiple bricks and if you go second especially, you're gonna lose as well. But yeah, if you're playing multiple bricks and it's a type of deck that's rarely played, you deserve the praise. Yeah, when they did it to me, they were playing with what's it called? The Ignites. They were playing with Ignites. That was sick. I actually respected that. That was booming. Next, see, the thing is, I love Kashtira. But the thing is, I never played Kashtira Stun. I played Kashtira mixed with another deck. So with Batting Boxers or... What was the other one? I swear it was another deck, bro. How am I forgetting? But it was... I actually got... The first time I ever got to Master 1 in Master Duel was with Batting and Boxer Kashtira. And it was actually so good. So strong. To be fair, at that time I did play one-dimensional Fissure because Batting Boxers don't care about the graveyard as much. They do use it, but not as much. But we're going with Kashtira Stun though, and I know a lot of people hate it. Yeah, I think it's an S tier. I love the Kashtira cards, but without being biased, even when I used to face them, and this we're talking about Kashtira at Prime, it was so easy for them to get a Rise Heart, so you automatically have a Fissure on the ground, so no droplet. The only card is Imperm. Imperm's the only card pretty much that can stop you. If you need your graveyard, that's the only card that can stop him, unless you're playing cards like Raigeki and Darko. But in Master Duel, best of one, it's unlikely. Yeah, when they were dominating, people would. But imagine playing it now, in today's era, with Malice. Malice won't actually mind as much. But Malice and Ryzil, if Kashtira's at full power, they would be 100% still one of the best decks. They're annoying now with all these cards hit. So imagine that 3 Fenrir, 3 Unicorn, 3 this, 3, all of it at their best. Powerful deck. Super easy. And then even if you manage to like somehow get rid of their Rise Art, if they have the Trap card, yeah, that's from Graveyard. No, see, that's from Hand or Banish. Depends if you can get, if it gets banished, then yeah, they can bring it back. Or even if you get rid of it and you don't manage to beat your opponent on that turn, they can then re-special summon it back with the Birth, so Rebirth or whatever. And as it fissures back on the ground, easy to do. And they can play under Nibiru and some other hand traps, as I said. It has to be S tier. It has to be. I know it annoys a lot of people. It did. The traditional stun with Inspector Gadget. That's what I like to call him. I hate this fucking deck. A tier. A tier. I know a lot of people have it S tier. I absolutely hate this deck. But there is a worse stun version than this, and I don't think they're the same. They will play very similar cards, but the other one's just worse, and once I get to it. But this is one of them decks where it has to go first. It can technically still win going second, you know, if they have the right board breakers, or if you play into their traps once they like set and blah, blah, blah. But as long as you're playing a good deck, and you have your pops, destructions, banishes, negates, whatever, you should win. Like, you should win. This is definitely a going first deck. But which isn't Mystic Mine Classic S tier. Classic. I mean, again, didn't this win in YCS with the legend Jeff Leonard, I think. I don't know if he won the YCS. Actually, let me check. All right, from a quick look, it looks like he just topped, like top 16 or something like that. But yeah, the fact that how easy, it's literally just, it's a field. Mystic Mine. You know, usually going second, because obviously if you're going first and you put it down, it's, you know, it can be difficult. Unless you're playing Metaverse, then you activate it on your opponent's turn. But there are some cards that could do that. There were some. But even if they don't have Mystic Mine, or if they let's say they're going first and they have Mystic Mine in hand, they can then just set their back row or whatever monsters they have and just wait. Usually they play just a bunch of Solemn Judgments because they want to protect the Mystic Mine. Then you play, if you don't win that turn because they stop you and you have more cards than them, and they just drop that Mystic Mine, or maybe they just will put Mystic Mine straight away and then just set. And that's it. They don't have to do anything. They literally just leave, just draw. So if you're not, as this was why it would have been the worst in Master Duel. If you're not playing any type of destruction, you know, like MSTs, or, I mean, no one plays that, but you know, Cosmic Cyclones, Harpies, you've lost. You literally just surrender. Unless you want to go deck yourself out by playing like 40 turns. That's it. You're done. Super easy to win with. I mean, everyone hated this card. Everyone. It was so fucking annoying. And the worst thing is, yeah, it could win. I mean, some people played it going second. You would have to have an effect that's a quick pop, or Omni Negate, or Spell Trap Negate. If you don't, if all your monsters on field are just monster negates, you lose. And do you know what the worst thing is? When they go second, they play Dark Ruler no more. So they negate it. Yeah, no, it was one of the easiest. The fact that it was so easy to be that toxic and that fucking shit is just, it's S tier. True Draco. It's like similar to Eldritch. It is annoying when they do have it, but it's not like it's unbreakable. This deck is unbeatable. Can play going first or second. You know, I mean, of course they're better going first, but they can play going second. It's just floodgates, honestly. But True is a master. True, or whatever. The master guy, he's sick. I think he's banging. I think he even looks cool. Like some kind of reminds me of that character from Digimon, Angel, I think his name. Okay, Tenpai Dragons. As I was saying, I know this deck is absolutely hated, and it's fucking annoying. It is absolutely annoying, especially at their prime days. Oh, It's like 10,000 board breakers and hand traps, and then just a select few starter cards that get you OTK with one card. Like, ridiculous. So I think, and because it's again it's a simple deck, I think it has to go S tier. Bro, there's me actually a lot of S tiers now I think about it. Now I'm gonna put down Kashtira to A tier. I still stand by like how it's quite easy to do, and you get fission and all that stuff, but you can still play around it. If you can somehow get into like SP Little Knight, you can then do the chains, or if you do have the impum. But even then, like sometimes you can hand trap your opponent. If you they special summon unicorn, they try to search and you impum ash something, stop them, and they can't bring out another Kashtira. That could be the end of their turn. Yeah, then they will end up having a bunch of floodgates and things like that. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll have a bunch of other Kashtiras in their hand. We don't know. So no, I think A tier, actually, when I don't think about it. I just don't think they were as bad as these guys. I mean, Flu is the fucking worst for me. Yeah, so I don't care. But yeah, Tenpai, brain dead deck. And it's just the fact that it's one card and it's like guaranteed an OTK, like guaranteed. So honestly, you could really have 5 board breakers in their hand and one card, and it's actually an OTK. Like, that is so shit. Not that they'll just break your board and then they can set up. No, it's like they actually just win. Oh, yeah, it's like a more annoying version of Fiendsmith Control, but Fiendsmith Control can go first or second. Tenpai is just second, but everyone hates Tenpai, unless you're a Tenpai player. Gimmick Puppets, A tier. Yeah, A tier. Burn deck, but just much worse than these guys because they have cards that prevent them from getting targeted, prevented from you responding to them. I think it's the field that does it. And there's been times when I will Fool Loss or Maxi them, and if you don't get your Impalm or your Nibiru, you lose, bro. You lose. And again, if they already set up with that they can't be targeted, your Impalm's useless. This deck. I mean, the amount of times this deck in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! This year, the amount of times I've seen them top, for example, in the Meta Weekly. It just speaks volumes at how annoying this deck is. That it's hard to stop. You really have to open your Maxi or Fool Us and then hope for the best that you get the draws to stop it, and that they don't manage to get the monsters that help or spell cards, whatever, to stop them from getting targeted and responding to. But if they get that, you game. It's 100% game. There's nothing, you just surrender. Legit. A tier bullshit, bro. A tier bullshit. But they have a chance of breaking. And a single Ash can stop them. That's why they're not S tier, because you can stop them. My number one most hated deck, Runic. Runic Stun, absolutely worst. This is the worst stun deck. I think it's even worse than Mystic Mine. Oh, I mean, they're both bad actually, but why I hate Runic Stun with passion is the fact that, one, they can activate their spells and shit from the hand, so you could, you don't know exactly what they got. But the main thing is, there's so many variants of it. They could do the deck out version, or they go for the pure stun version with the floodgates. And it's annoying because as soon as they use their one spell card, maybe they'll do 2 or 3, depending how many quick spells they have in their hand, and they just get to draw 3 again. The recurrence is it's so annoying. They'll have 4 set, maybe let's say 3 cards or 2 cards set, which are probably floodgates, Runic Fountain, and then maybe 2 spell cards in hand. You're thinking, alright, that's it. Maybe you deal with their back row, then they use their quick spells, and then they draw, and then they get 2 or 3 cards back in hand. And then that's it. When it's back to their turn, they get 4 again, and then they can use 1 spell, 2 spell. Bro, they keep having cards constantly go and go and go. Frustrating, absolutely annoying. It's the only stun deck that allows them to keep getting cards. These other stun decks, if they brick, they're gonna just have to rely on what they drew. You know, I mean, of course they might have a pot of extravagance or whatever, but usually whatever traps they have or whatever monsters, they have to just rely on them and hope that they can stall for them to get more cards. Runic, no, they can just keep drawing every single turn 1, 2, 3 cards until you get rid of the fountain. Yeah, it's the worst stun. Worst stun. Just imagine stun with draw power. That's what Runic stun is. It is the fuck. Oh, I hate this deck with passion. With passion. Labyrinth. Another deck I hate. I'm putting this in B tier. This is a biasy because some people probably won't even have it on the list, or they might have it CD. Some might even higher. I would like to have it higher because I hate this deck. But it's not as annoying as these because you can definitely stop them. You know, Ash can stop their trap cards. Yeah, and you can sometimes play through their traps depending on the trap cards they're playing. Right now they're playing Dimensional Prison because of Ryzil. But then, you know, Daruma Cannon and shit like that is annoying. It's just an annoying deck. But because they can just keep recurring these cards, you know, just they've used it, bring it back. They use it again, bring it back. Or they have that card I feel like should have been limited. Transaction rollback, then they can use it from the grave. Oh no, it's just an extremely annoying deck. And the worst thing about this deck is you might think you're in a good position from turn 2. But little do you know is you've actually already lost because they've set up. But because you don't realize, it's hard to tell when you've guaranteed loss with this deck or going against this deck. For some reason, you just get that false sense of security thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to win this. I can win this. I believe I can win this. But no, you just don't. You lose. And you've just wasted another 3, 4, 5 turns just trying and thinking you can win. But you don't. It's far annoying. Just absolutely annoying deck to deal with. Hate going against them. And lastly, can't pronounce the name, but I'm going to call him Bongo or a Bongo. Bro, what a boss. He was sick. I personally would put him in detail. I thought it was sick to see him. But yeah, he basically just completely stops you from playing. I can't remember the setup. I just remember it happened to me like a few times. But I feel like you can stop it with the hand traps, like from setting up. So I'm going to put B tier because I do believe you can stop it from setting. Similar to like gimmick puppets. But I do believe there'll probably be more stops to it. But yeah, if they put Bongo on the field, you've lost. That's a guarantee. That's legit a full surrender. Like, as soon as he's on the field, you can't do anything. That's why he's B tier, because that is the win con. Again, I want to reiterate. As soon as he's on the field, you surrender. Because there is no way of winning. You can't. He's unaffected by anything. And you can't special summon, so you can't even tribute him. Like, you legit can't do nothing. You would have to play like those weird cards that no one plays. Like, what's that card that allows you, like the Monarch card as well, where you contribute your opponent's stuff. But who's playing that? You know, like no one. So yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. As soon as he's on the field, he won. Like, it was a guaranteed win. You have to try your absolute best to not get him onto the field. Still, he's such a sick card. I wish they just brought him back, but without the cards that prevented him from this, like, detaching. That, I would love it. This guy was cool. But then I think he would be spammed on Ryzil, right? And then that'll be busted. Yeah, to be Ryzil would destroy him, like make him amazing. But there you go. This is TOXICITY. If you want to move here, try and avoid the S tier bums and try and go more towards the D tier. All of these again. And I'm not even gonna blame. No, not even D tier. D tier I can honestly accept. If I go against them and lose to them, it is what it is. I actually have no hard feelings. But C tier, sometimes it just depends. Like, sometimes it's like, oh, fucking the idea had the hand. But then sometimes I'm like, no, that's fair play. But B tier and above, 100% will annoy the shit out of me, and I would never move to this shitty city. Fuck these all. Fuck them all. Apart from a few cards in Castero, which I do actually like. I did say I like. There are some cards I love here. But majority I absolutely hate. Let me know if you agree with my list, and if you enjoyed the list overall, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all my Yugioh Master Duel content, like these tier lists or random duels, or to be updated when I live stream. And lastly, if you have any suggestions of tier lists you would like me to do, let me know in the comment section below. Now, with that all being said, it's time for me to move from this trash I don't want to see these disgusting decks anymore. So Slauza is outer.